How's it going, guys? Today we're going to come back to a subject of an old video, which is the Squier Mustang Bullet. Now, as you would have seen from the thumbnail, it's a little bit different to how it started out and how you last saw it. In my last video I was asking for suggestions on what I should do with it. There were a couple of people who did give me some good ideas, and I've ended up creating something that's just a little bit different. So let's go over the basics of what I've done. First thing you'll notice is the headstock. I've painted it black and I've added a chrome Squier decal. Some people would have put a Fender one on there, but I'm always of the belief that, if a manufacturer makes a good guitar, you should, advertise that that manufacturer has made a good guitar rather than covering it up as some sort of counterfeit product. The scratch plate I swapped out for a black one, and it's only got a single humbucker. And there's a couple of things attached to it which you're probably wondering about. The first thing I wanted to do was move the volume control, just because I don't really use it that much, so I just thought shift it out of the way. In its place I've put a momentary tapping kill switch, basically just to get a tapping stutter effect, so we'll go over that in the sound test later. And this set of controls up here are for a built-in fuzz unit. So it starts with a bypass switch, which would then just have the guitar playing as it normally would. So you've got the humbucker and the volume in play and the kill switch. But as soon as you flip that switch, you've got your fuzz voicings. I did build the fuzz unit to go into this, so it's not come out of a pedal or anything. It was originally designed to go into a pedal, but as the board was so small, I thought may as well just fit it into a guitar. On the back here you can see where I've put the 9-volt battery housing, and I did actually keep the original bridge pickup, but I just put a chrome cover on it just because I wanted to add that little bit of contrast and a little bit of extra chrome, what with it being black on a fairly dark blue. I've sanded and buffed the back of the neck, so that's really nice to play now. It's a lot smoother than it was before when it came from the factory, and I've got a set of Wilkinson tuners on there as well. You're starting to see a pattern now. When I painted the headstock, I just used an enamel spray paint, and instead of putting a lacquer coat over it, I've put like a wax coat. So I polished it up, waxed it, buffed it, and it's given it sort of a little bit more of a kind of a satin vintage vibe. I kind of dig it. I think if I was to do it again, I'd probably just lacquer it and polish it, but I quite like how it turned out as it is, and the chrome sticker on there is just really cool. So I have used this for a couple of recordings already, and I just really like the sound of it. The fuzz unit is a little bit awkward to use just because it's a DIY unit, so the saturation or torture knob is sort of a bit hit and miss, and you've got to dial it in for the sweet spot. But enough about all that, let's hear how it sounds.